Hey everybody, it's Luke with Figure Me Out, and today we've got the Spider-Man Far From Home, Marvel's Mysterio from the Marvel Legends series, the Molten Man series for the new movie Far From Home that's coming up. On the top of the box, we have the movie Spider-Man logo. On the bottom, we've got some words. On the side here, we've got a nice picture of Mysterio. That's one of those that I would love to have in poster form. And then same thing on this side, just looks great. On the back, got a nice read-up. If you want to read that, go ahead and give it a pause right now. And if you don't, then go ahead and keep watching. And we'll go ahead and pop him open, and we're going to take him over to the light box for a closer look. And first, looking at the Build-A-Figure piece, we've got the leg of Molten Man, and it's a very stubby little leg compared to that giant arm that was with Spider-Man. Very short and little, but hey, looks okay. We'll look at that closer again whenever we come to that later in the week. Taking a closer look at Mysterio, and we've got a couple fisted hands, and one thing to note on these, sorry for my gross fingernails, but if you look at the hands, they're actually sculpted uniquely to Mysterio. He's got kind of like that little pyramid thing on there. He's got some knuckle type things, almost like he's wearing a gauntlet. Even the inside kind of sculpted a little bit, and both of them are like that. We've got the two fists, one for either side. And then taking a closer look at Mysterio himself, and wow, this might be one of the best Marvel Legends. Again, I keep saying this, but this might be one of the best ones they've ever made. Wow. That little ball head, it's kind of got like a pearly white type of look to it. Almost looks like a marble or something kind of look, if you can see it in person. It's kind of hard to capture on film, but it looks really good. Cape looks good. Paint all over the figure looks good. This is all new sculpt. I mean, not a reuse on here. And you look at these hands too, and they've got that same sort of, texture to them, that same difference. And then just the sculpt throughout. He's got the lines on there, very Mysterio-like. Got the boot, the leg, whatever you call those, leg straps. Everything just new sculpt, new paint. Oh, it's gorgeous. Even on the back of the cape. I was kind of waiting to reveal this, but yeah, look at that. Look at the back of the cape painted so good. Oh, it's so pretty. So good. So good. Look at the back of the figure. We can kind of lift that cape up. And again, even on the back, some decent paint, some little numbers down there. But yeah, good paint all throughout. Good paint, good sculpt. Wow. And mine does have a little chip right there. I don't know if that's... I saw somebody else post that and say, hey, is that supposed to be that way? And I guess it is, because if you look at that eye, it's complete. And this one's got like a little chunk missing out. I wonder if that's part of the story. I guess we'll know here in a few weeks. But anyway, that looks phenomenal. Let's take him out of here and talk about articulation a little bit. Going over articulation, the head is on a ball peg. It pops off pretty easy if you can look in there and you can kind of see on the inside. I don't remember which way this came out of the package, and at this point I'm too afraid to ask. I think it's like this though, with the thicker pieces going up over the side, and that one kind of going in the back. That looks right to me. Maybe not. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. I don't know. I guess it doesn't really matter. It's a fishbowl on top of his head. But you can get that lean back a little bit. You can get it lean forward a little bit. You do get side to side like it matters. And there is some pivot to it, so you get a little bit of emotion there. I'm going to go ahead and take the cape off here, just so we can kind of see the rest of the articulation. There is a peg hole in the back for that cape, and it's kind of oddly shaped. It's like a triangle type shape, which is very strange, but it works. Pegs in pretty well. And anyway, cape's not articulated. The arms, they go out that far, which is really good. They come in, they do a full rotation. You've got a bicep swivel. You've got a double jointed elbow that goes in pretty much all the way. Fantastic engineering on that, Hasbro. Bravo on this. And then you got the hands that are articulated to go down. They go up, and they have a full rotation. At the abs, you've got one of those floating joints that we like so much, that we've been seeing a lot more of lately. And it crunches forward, not really at all. It goes back, pretty good amount though. So that's not too bad. And it also goes side to side, so you get the, a little bit of the pivot there, which is nice. And it does rotate as well. At the hips, the legs go out very far. Woo! High kick in Mysterio. So that looks good. They kick forward pretty well. They kick back not so much. They do have an upper thigh swivel that's kind of hidden. It's not right on top of this piece right here, but with the lines in the costume, it definitely disguises it well enough. We've got a double jointed knee coming in, goes in almost all the way, and then at the boot it goes down, up, and we do have a crazy ankle rocker pivot. One thing that I personally wondered was, will this fit the Cosmic Spider-Man head? And I wondered that as soon as I found out that we weren't getting an unmasked Jake Gyllenhaal head, and it does. It fits it perfectly, and it looks really, really good on there too. I mean, just, they couldn't have done better with that. I don't think they tried to do that intentionally, but man, does that look awesome on there. It definitely kind of gives that Jake Gyllenhaal vibe. You need an unmasked Mysterio between now and whenever we probably get one in the next year or so. There it is. Fantastic. For a size comparison, here he is next to a couple of Spider-Men. We've got the Mezco 112 Collective Black Suit Spider-Man, and then we've got the Marvel Select on the right there. Here he is next to a couple of the movie Spider-Man figures, and I think he scales well enough. You know, I think Jake Gyllenhaal might be a little bit taller than that. Tom Holland, I don't think is that tall. And I don't think Jake Gyllenhaal's that short, but who knows? We'll see the movie, we'll figure it out. Here he is next to a couple of other villains from Spider-Man's Rogues Gallery, and we've got Dr. Octopus on the left, and that's from the SPDR Build-A-Figure wave, and then on the right we have Sandman, and I believe that's the Toy Biz version. I don't know which wave that was from, but I think he scales pretty well with those two. Looks good. Here he is next to a few of the British action figures. I've got Spider-Man UK, got Union Jack over there, and then we've got the Captain Britain. And this is a pretty good comparison because we've got the Hyperion body, we've got the Buggy Cap. These are all ones that most people have in their collection, and he scales pretty well with those. He's definitely a smaller figure, but with the amount of sculpt and detail and everything, I think that makes up for it. It looks really good. Finally, here he is next to Mysterio himself. So which one's the real one? Who knows? No, they're both the real ones. That one on the left, though, much more detail going on there. I really like this one on the right, don't get me wrong. And it came with some cool accessories. We've got those little fog accessories and all that. But the one on the left is just, it's just very neat. I like that design. I can't wait to see the movie. So that's it. That's the Spider-Man Far From Home Mysterio action figure. What do you guys think? I think he's probably a contender for Figure of the Year. And I'm not saying that lightly. I'm saying that because this is an awesome figure with great articulation, all new sculpt. Hasbro, you just knocked it out of the park with this one. You know, I hope that going forward the rest of them are like this. This looks like a pretty solid wave. Usually the Spider-Man waves are pretty solid, but you know, what did you guys think? Leave me a comment and let me know. Hit like, hit subscribe. Check me out over on Instagram, Luke_figuremeout at Instagram.com. And in the meantime, you know, stay tuned. We're going to have more of these later on the week. But in the meantime, happy collecting.